Following the destruction of the Razor Crest, Mando needed a new ship, and he ended up with the iconic N-1 Starfighter. In 9 ABY, Din arrived at Peli Motto's hangar on Tatooine after she asked him to meet her there. At first, Mando was hesitant to accept the N-1, mainly because he was still very much attached to the Razor Crest. But eventually, he helped Peli and the droids rebuild the Starfighter into something completely unique. Jawas helped supply the parts for the repairs, while Peli added upgrades to help Mando on future missions. Once the ship was finished, Mando still wasn't fully convinced of the ship. The N-1 was much different from the Razor Crest, smaller, faster, and built strictly for speed rather than cargo. During his test flight through Beggar's Canyon, Din quickly noticed the ship's incredible handling and acceleration, which caused him to slowly begin bonding with it. And in a funny way, this kind of mirrors his connection with the Darksaber. The more control the user has, the stronger the bond becomes. And the N-1 forced Mando to adapt an entirely new style. When Mando first got the Darksaber, it was heavy, he could barely pick it up, and the more he began using it, it got lighter and he was able to swing it more freely. After the test flight, Mando took the N-1 into space, where he was stopped by 2 New Republic X-Wing pilots. They reprimanded him for flying without properly running his beacon, but during the conversation, Din used the ship's modified speed boost, the Kineso switch as it's called, and the acceleration was so insane that one of the pilots briefly thought he jumped into hyperspace. Mando later returned to the hangar and thanked Peli for the ship before approached by Fennec Shand. She was there to ask for his help alongside Boba Fett fighting the Pike Syndicate. Din agreed, but first wanted to deliver a gift to Grogu. Traveling to Ossus, where Luke Skywalker was training Grogu and building his future Jedi Academy, Mando landed the N-1 and was greeted by none other than his friend Ahsoka Tano. She convinced him to not interrupt Grogu's training and instead leave the gift with her, and Din reluctantly agreed and left. Later, Mando used the N-1 to help Boba defeat the Pikes on Tatooine, and it was during this battle we find out that Grogu decided to return to Din. The ship continued to play a major role throughout Season 3 of The Mandalorian, including Din's journey to redeem himself in the living waters. But beyond its importance, the N-1 specs are honestly some of the most insane we've seen. Manufactured by the Theed Palace Space Vessel Engineering Corps and heavily modified by Peli Motto, the Starfighter measures 11.06 meters or 36 feet 3 inches long, 6.25 meters or 20 feet 6 inches wide, and 1.64 meters or 5 feet 4 inches tall. It can reach insane speeds of 1100 kilometers per hour or 684 miles per hour, and it comes equipped with 2 laser cannons and proton torpedo launchers, includes a hyperdrive system, and carries 1 pilot, 1 passenger, and the spot for an astromech droid, but during its modifications, that spot was removed. The N-1 is fast, flashy, and honestly perfect for everything that Mando and Grogu need, but with the upcoming Mando and Grogu movie showing Din receiving a brand new and improved Razor Crest, it raises a huge question and maybe a concern of what happens to the N-1. Hopefully Mando ends up keeping both ships, because honestly, I'd hate to see the N-1 disappear again. But let me know what you think about the N-1 and if we'll see it again used by Mando, or if it was just a quick flash from the past. So don't forget to leave a like if you enjoyed, use the Force on that subscribe button, and I'll see you in the next one.